Hey fam, welcome back. It's another Mental Health Monday. It's me, Tiffany Empowers. So excited to be back. For all those that are new to the channel, thank you all for stopping by. Thank you to whoever shared it with you. Make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any of the fun stuff that we talk about here on Mental Health Monday. We're going to jump right into it. Today, we're going to talk about being proactive and not reactive. Okay. Spring is in the air, as we know, right? I think it was Saturday. I was outside and I have these knockout roses. No, I am not a gardener, but I try to be. And I was so nervous because they say you're supposed to trim them back or cut them back so that the real pretty roses comes through or something like that. And so I ended up watching like countless videos of, is it necessary for me to cut them back? Should I cut them back? I don't really know if I want to cut them back. I'm just scared. I was really just scared because I didn't want to mess up the bushes, because they got all these pretty green leaves and I see little buds coming up. And so I was really, really excited and I just really didn't want to cut it. Long story short, I ended up, snipping off like some of the brown, which is like, oh, cut the brown ones. They're dead anyway. So I cut those. And then there was like, when you do that, you'll get into a little bit more active about wanting to cut the roses back, the bush back. And I was like, is this really going to work? Am I really going to feel comfortable? Like once I start cutting off the dead? And then they said, okay, if you see one growing like out that way, it's really not going to be able to hold the bud, hold the flower. So go ahead and get rid of those. And I was like, okay, I see a few of those. So I just cut. And then the next thing they said was, oh, now you need to have it about you need to cut half of it off to where it is. So like if it's this high, cut half. I was like, that's a lot, but the more I just started to snip, pew, 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 the better I felt. And so my husband came in, he was like, you cut all the rose bush, right? I'm like, yeah, but they say it's supposed to grow back really pretty and roses grow better once you cut them back. I'm going to show y'all a picture of it once I'm done. And I'm going to tie all this up right now. Being proactive allows us to take action, right? To master life, to master those things that we want to do, being responsible. And so you got to do something. I had to do something if I want to see the full bloom of these beautiful knockout rose bushes, right? So I had to take action. I had to cut it back. There was no way around it. I should have talked about my nose ring, but that's a whole nother topic. So I cut them back. I felt good about it once I started easing into it. And once I started getting into getting rid of the dead, cutting off what may not hold the petals the way that I would want it to, or shaping the bush to grow in this beautiful way that I want it to grow. They said it's going to take about 4 to 6 weeks. So I'm really excited to see them. And I hope to share those pictures with you. And not being reactive. Reactive makes us feel like we are victims of circumstances, right? And so with my bush, if I would have just left all the thorns and everything just grow all the way over, and then I was like, man, they didn't grow as pretty as I wanted them to, but the sun ain't growing right, or I didn't water them enough, or I didn't do this enough. No. I didn't cut it back, right? So I have to take responsibility of creating and taking action into developing what I want to be and what I want to see. And not only in nature, and I love nature because nature can tie things up for us, right? So I thought about that when I was thinking about today's topic. If I would have just said, you know what, I'm not going to cut it back. I'm just going to leave it as is. And as it, I might not be able to reap the beautiful flowers that I'm going to reap in about 4 to 6 weeks. And again, I'm going to show y'all those when it comes in. Sometimes being reactive gives us this feeling of being disempowered, because we're not really taking responsibility for what we want to see happen. I don't know if any of you are familiar with the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. He wrote these books. I got the 7 tips. I'm going to share them with you today. And I hope you are able to pick at least 2 out of the 7 that we talk about, and you can apply them to your life. That's what therapy is. It's about getting the necessary tools into your toolbox and pulling them out and really applying them to your life, and then seeing how they develop. Just like cutting back those dead pieces of that rose bush, cutting it halfway back, and then really allowing the new to grow in and show how beautiful it is, right? So habit number 1, he says, is the ability to set goals and work towards achieving them. Don't overdo goals. Make yourself 1 or 2 goals a quarter. I would recommend, because if you cram yourself with too many goals, you're not going to be able to achieve them. To me, and from what's just been done. So give yourself 2 to 3 goals per quarter, I would say, and work on those. Okay. Number 2, create opportunity, not waiting for them to come to you. One of my favorite people of all time, Fannie Lou Hamer, said, this is to my Bible people. Love y'all. You can pray all you want, but God just ain't gonna come down and sit it in your lap. You got to get up. You got to do something. So create opportunity, not waiting for things to just come to you, because you'll be waiting forever, right? But if you get up and you start moving and you become proactive and you be responsible for your actions and you take action and grab your own life and become the master of it, then you'll see, you know what? I could do it. I can do this. I can really do this. Number 3, take conscious control of your life. That means we have to slow down. We have to process things. We have to weigh options. We have to do pros and cons. We have to be fully aware of where we are in our lives. We have to be fully aware of the vices that we have. We have to be fully aware of our good sides, our bad sides, and what things we are ready to improve on and work on them. And that will help you with tip 1, just, hey, set goals, realistic goals, smart goals, small goals, tiny goals, something that is achievable. Number 4, understanding the choices you have in engineering your life. You have the choice. You have the power to engineer, create, design, reconstruct, all of that. You have that power. You have that choice. The choices is in you. So yes, some things may be environmental, but the things that you can change, you do change. Things that you cannot change, we can't worry about it, right? Number 5, applying governing personal principles and core values to determine what is right in making decisions. What's your core values? I think I'm going to talk about that too. What are your values? What are your principles? Who set those for you? Were they set for you, or did you set them yourselves? Everybody talks about at the beginning of the year how, my New Year resolution is to lose weight. Can we do a New Year's resolution as we're going to go over our principles, our personal principles, our core values, and we're going to determine which ones we like, which ones we don't like, and we're going to work throughout the whole year on that. Wouldn't that be amazing to just reflect on your core values, your core principles? Who's created those for you? I hope you have created them for yourself. Number 6, having imagination and creativity to explore possible alternatives. I feel bad for these kids growing up because their imagination is like, wah, wah, wah. They don't go outside. They don't ride bikes. They don't, so a lot of things that we did or I did as a kid, which allowed me to be imaginative and to be creative. These kids just don't do it because there's just such a popcorn. It's a right now. I need it right now. That's their generation. And so alternatives might not come easy to them. But I urge everybody watching this video, get back into your imaginary life and have fun and be creative. We all have some creativity in us to help us come up with alternate possibilities, And number 7, realize you are independent. Realizing you are independent will allow you to create or choose your own unique responses. In other words, you have a right to self-determination. You have a right to be an independent thinker, and you have a right to your own unique responses. Okay. And following these will help us be more proactive and less reactive. We just don't want to reactive pop off because we can. Okay. Because that pop off, you can't take some of those back. We can't go back and redo or rethink once we have reacted. So if we can be proactive and think about things and think about the 7 habits that I just listed for you, pick 2, work on it per quarter. And if you do it and it works, let me know the 2 that you've picked. I love to hear it down in the comment box below. Send me an email if you want, if you're so shy about it, right? But hey, I'm going to tell you the 2 I would work on. I would work on it because I'm looking at my list. I would work on having imagination and creativity to explore possible alternatives. I think I need to work on that. And the ability to set goals and work towards achieving them. I set way too many goals, okay? And none of them get accomplished. Well, they get accomplished, but they don't get accomplished to the full extent as if I was only setting 1 to 2 goals. So I'm going to set 1 or 2 goals per quarter and try to achieve those and become a master in my own life. I hope this video was very helpful to you. Again, if you have not subscribed, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you give this a thumbs up. Make sure you share this. You can find me on all social medias. If you want more information about what I am up to, where I'm going to be, what I'm doing in South Augusta, go ahead and get to my website, www.tiffany-empowers.com, and follow me again on all social media. Okay. Any questions, any comments, any concerns you like, you don't like, you think I should slow down or whatever, make sure you leave it down in the comment box below. I also leave the link to these 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey in the description box below. Until next week, take care of your mental, and I will definitely do the same.